occurred to me, I haven't actually given you a tour of my new little art space, so I thought some of you might like it, seeing as you're creatives too. And even if you're not, it's nice to have a nosy at people's houses, ain't it? So this is a bedroom that my son and daughter-in-law used to be in, and it does occasionally pair up as the grandchildren's sleepover place, but let's go have a little bit, shall we? So it's kind of sparse at the minute, as in I've tried to keep it really kind of open, and so that it's not chock-a-block, because I need to allow room for mattresses for when the kids come over. But so these are the paintings that I'm working on at the minute. Here's my little shrines hiding in here. I need to wrap them properly, really. Some other work, bits and bobs, some old paintings. Well, not that old, last year's. Books and stuff. I don't know how detailed you want me to get into. Moulds and mould making stuff. Miniatures, glass bottles and things. More glass bottles. Bit of a collector. More books. Some lovely vintagey things to make collages with, etc. Because I love all of that. My oil paints, my acrylic paints. I've just tidied up this trolley. Look how pretty that is. I'm so pleased with it. It's really organised. Watercolours and gouache, more acrylics, some paint sample pots that are really handy to do like backgroundy, you know, when I've got a large area to cover. More papers, vintage, all sorts of vintage. I've got my paint making stuff under there. It looks like a bit of a mess. It's not really that bad. Just some palettes, you know, like things from biscuits left over from Christmas that I can use as palettes. That's obviously just my bin. Gorgeous ink I do on that, colour wash inks. Pens and things. This little area I've worked out is a fabulous photograph area. Look at the light on that when I've got that lamp on it. I'm so pleased with it, so I'm going to try and keep it nice and tidy there, because it's going to be great for photographing bits and bobs. My usuals, little sculpture of my dad actually at the back there. Some paintbrushes, my yummy paints, because obviously I have to try some out, don't I? This is my view out my window. Oh, my lovely dirty window, which isn't great, to be honest, is it? But they do feed a lot of birds in that garden, so I do get to sit and watch the birds quite a lot. And I've got some storage under there. Some see that whole thing on the top is just vintage stamps, other vintage papers, etc. Here's my cupboard. Chock-a-block with stuff. Rubber stamps, mould making stuff, more sculpting, mould making, inks and rubber stamps, tools like heat guns, drills, irons for wax stuff and everything, mould making, wires and stuff, UV, acrylic-y stuff, nail varnish. I keep all that because I've only got one UV lamp, so it stays in here for everything. Beads, jewellery making, vintage tins, paper making, frame, iron for ironing wax things when I make wax paintings, other supplies, nice, some of my bigger brushes because they're bulky, keep them out the way, little beads and jewellery and snowy things, tapes, resins, more things like that, fabric-y things, you know, the bits for the journals when I'm making the journals. I think there's another fabric box. Buttons, buttons, love a button. Shiny sparkly papers. Not really sure what's in that bit. Some specialist paint and plaster bits and pieces, my sewing machine, and more fabric-y things, vintage books to use for collage all the way up. Loads and loads of that. So that's that double cupboard, which is flipping marvellous. I'm very happy with that. And actually my missus has taken out On this one, let me hear you. It's going to be noisy. Hang on just a second. Hear that? It's really noisy. TJ's already taken out the one from that side, so that in the night when I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, as creatives do, and I want to get up and create, I can come in here without disturbing her, because, you know, I only need to open one. But I might get her to take that one out as well, because that would be super handy. And then it means I can just come in here and play without waking her up. This is another cupboard. It's got canvases that I've already painted on, or started at least. And then here's just some papers, a big bowl for when I'm mixing up big batches of plaster or paints for certain projects. Lots of paints and, not paints, papers, all different types, collage papers, etc. You know, collage papers that I've half painted on, half paintings, more collage papers, and 12 by 12 papers, and my old uni sketchbooks. And then lastly, dog bed, of course, dog bed. More pens, and these are loads of vintagey bits. I used to have loads of vintage stuff, and I really cut down when we moved, so these are just my favourites, obviously, that have come with us. Vintage maps and matchbook card type picture cards, vintage sewing notions, these stoppers and doorknobs, as you do. A whole bunch of vintage Bibles. I collected all of those, not really sure why, but I do have my granddad's Bible here, which is very exciting, from like, you know, 1903 or something. Vintage playing cards, which I absolutely adore. Some other bits and pieces for making. Some of you might recognise some of these sorts of things from popular brands of crafty stuff. Moss, little stones, pebbles, things that I can put in my sculptures. Oh, I don't even know what's in there. Tins of letters and things to use on scrapbooking pages, which obviously I haven't got around to. These come out of a game that the kids had for Christmas, and I was like, oh, they could be handy. You know what it's like. Dominoes, I used to collect them. Different waxes, some vintagey toy bricks and blocks and things, and little old things I used to make. A vintage doll with her set of clothes, because I couldn't help it, I had to have it. And some vintagey bingo. Look at that. Oh my god, I keep trying to use it in a project, but I don't want to, do you know what I mean? A three-legged Cindy record player, because I had to have it. That's mine from when I was little, but you know, that's what's left. And some marbles, because, you know, why not? Actually, I should move those for when the grandkids come. I've made sure to put like sharp things and my dangerous materials up the top there, but there's some more. So that's the overall. That's my little studio space. What do you think, chums? And, you know, hopefully I'm going to put some more paintings up there once I get started. I do need to put something up at the window, because that light is a bit too bright to sit there. I'm absolutely loving sitting by the light and having that big desk. This table is just from Facebook Marketplace. I just put some paper on it for now. But it's lovely having this big, lovely space and to work at. And then obviously I can work at that space as well if I want to. But even if I, you know, supposing I had something big, I can put it right here in the middle of the floor. And I've left that gap there deliberately so that if I wanted to work on a big canvas against the wall, then I can too, you know. Flipping freezing in there now though, so let me know what you reckon about the space. Is it exciting? How's your spaces looking? What are you up to creatively this week to help you to shine? Ciao, have a lovely week, bye.